Investing relativity. When looking to invest in property, relativity is something that's missed out all the time. So if you're thinking of relativity, what that actually means is supply and demand in the simplest form. So with supply, how many buildings are coming up, how many buildings are available, how many buildings are in the process of being built or lodged for applications. There's so many different ways to look at supply. But then demand, sometimes it's actually easier to focus just on demand. You think of, oh wait, how close is it to the city? Where's the new train line? Where's the new shopping center? Or all these stuff is happening, and I think that's really exciting, a great school zone. So people think of them in isolation, but relativity is sometimes very easily missed. Now, how many times have we told our friends, oh well, this is a great place to live, or that's a great area? And whilst that may be true, we haven't understood what is happening in that area in terms of how much building activity is coming up. Now, in terms of relativity, if you don't think about that, how that hurts your investment journey is you could be buying in that right area, but then all of a sudden have months of delayed or little to no, or years even, of no price growth. Why? Because if there's so much supply, where do people compete? They have so many more options. So supply and demand, it's so important to have that relativity there, but that's not the only thing. If you start thinking of where maybe rents, well, it's very expensive to rent here, and we're going to get great rents here. However, what if there are many properties available for rent? Are you going to get that place listed? Is it going to give you that yield or that expensive rent? Maybe not, because you're still sitting there waiting for a tenant to find and pay that for that property. So this is where relativity gets missed far too often, and as an investor, you need to start considering it. Incomes could be a good angle as well to look at. If a suburb has a pocket where incomes are very high, but what if the rest of the suburb is full of housing commission? So you might think, well, okay, sure, that patch is good, but is this suburb going to change as quickly as I'd like it to? So there's so many things when considering investing relativity, but the main thing here is don't consider stats or statistics in isolation. If you're investing in isolation, you might be looking for that one piece of data to make you think it's a good choice or a good investment. But when you start adding all the different pieces of what's the confidence, what's the supply, what's the demand, what are some of the heat happening, the signals, if they don't all come together to create a nice picture or a sort of forecast or potential ahead, well then one figure of tight vacancy rates, there are many places that, say for example, are not growing, but they have tight vacancy rates. So you can see that it's not always about one data point. When investing, consider relativity. And that's it from us here at InvestorKit, the experts in wealth creation, helping you take action.